Good morning and welcome to Talk That Tech, the
Number one tech morning show in the world. What's up,
number
y'all?
numero uno.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, the Talk Tech Morning Show, man. We have a good time. This is an action-packed episode, but we're so glad that y'all are rocking with us this morning. We got Darcel in the building. Good morning, fam, right front and center. Then we got Tech Coach Ralph. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. We got Mitch in the
Good
building.
morning.
Yes, it's gonna be a good old time. And so this is gonna be a fun show, a lot of information to share, a lot of updates, I would say. But first and foremost, we always want to make sure that I'm going to put on the ticker for everybody to see. Go ahead and like Talk That Tech, like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. The ticker is below. Go ahead and do that if you want. You can also subscribe to our channels if you happen to be passing by and seeing them. Whew. Kind of catch my breath. I had a long
Yeah,
weekend.
man.
Woke up a little late
Yeah,
today.
man. Catch that breath, man. Catch it. Ain't nothing
Well,
wrong with that.
yeah, man. Well, let me ask you this. How was your weekend before we get into all the good stuff?
Yeah, bro. The weekend was pretty solid. A little out of the norm for me. Why reason why I say that, it was raining most of the weekend, and I still had to be out. If you know me, you know I'm not out in the rain type of dude. But anyway, uh, yeah, Saturday, man, what did we do? We had a lot going on, but I cannot remember. I'm blanking out right now. Let's start back from Sunday, okay? Sunday, basically, obviously went to church. After church, went over to my mom's and my parents' home and just really chilled with them the rest of the day. It was Mother's Day, so definitely good seeing them and chopping it up. Watched few basketball games. Luckily, my mom likes sports, so uh, able to catch some playoff basketball as well. So everybody won, man. Everybody won. Um, and then Saturday, bro, I'm blanking out on Saturday, but I was out again in the rain for some reason. I just cannot remember at this moment. But yeah, it was a pretty solid weekend. The only thing I did not like is, yeah, Saturday and Sunday. Oh, one thing for sure I remember, I went and played some golf. Uh, I'm like, I know I was out, but yeah, I was playing golf Saturday, um, and then got some work done after I came back. But yeah, bro, it's that rain, uh, it's not ideal, and it was there, it was present, but all nonetheless, good weekend, man. Good weekend.
Yeah, I gotta agree. The weekend was good as well, action packed in regards to just different activities to do. We had Mother's Day weekend, so you can imagine that. And shout out to all the mothers out there that are watching. We
For
appreciate
sure.
y'all. Just because Mother's Day officially quote unquote passed doesn't mean that we don't want to celebrate you and honor you. And so we honor you right now, and we say Happy Mother's Day. And so, uh, but yeah, it was good. It was good. It was a lot going on. My mother-in-law, my sister-in-law, and my wife went out to have like a Mother's Day dinner on Saturday. And so I was home with the nieces,
Smart.
nephews, and my kids.
Mm.
And so I was like everybody staying in one place. Everybody stay in the room where I could see you. Uh, it was one of those. And we got home kind of late, and then next day I had to participate in church in volunteer capacity.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then after that, I just slept for the afternoon, got up, did what I need to do for the show and things of that nature.
Yeah.
And we are here. And we are
Yes,
here.
indeed.
But I got to actually talk about one more thing because not this weekend, but this past week, I had an opportunity to go to Diversitech. So, if
Yeah,
y'all
yeah.
know, yeah, we've been talking about that for a while, y'all, about Diversitech. And I'm going to put it on the screen just in case you may not be familiar with it. But Diversitech is one of the largest gatherings for people, especially in the tech sales arena, for SDRs, people that are trying to make that transition within the industry. Sometimes they have over 2,000 people, and it's like it was a 4-day event. I only was able to make there. I only was able to be participant participating. I would say on was it Thursday, but it was cool, man, because there were some people that were in the building. Our good friends Ty Smith were in the building as well as Cyrus as well, and a few others, Shanae, Resume Bay. A lot of people were there, and that happened. That was the ninth, the Glow Up Life business. That was a really good day. So listen, y'all, next year you definitely want to be a part of this event. Next year you want to definitely be a part. As like I mentioned, Ty Smith was there. It was really good seeing him and catching up and just chatting with him. Ryan Wilson, this session that they had with Cyrus being the host, that was a great session. I really enjoyed that. And so, yeah, next time, if you can be in the building, they have everything. They have also 1 day opportunities as well. So if you want to get in there just for 1 day, there's a price for that as well. But if you happen to have the ability to do so, or even work remote, there's spaces that work remote that they had for people who needed to do that, and so you could be able to be part of the event even with that going on. And yeah, and Tech Coach Ralph actually pointed out here as well, and he said in the show with Jawan on Saturday that was fire. That was a great episode. Jawan, a
It
product
was.
manager that was able to grow into working for a fan company and other companies, sharing his basically his life and giving insight on what it means to be in product management, which was really good. I'm gonna go to the comment section, y'all, because y'all are killing it as usual here. Um, we got Operation Tech take over in the building. Peace and
What's
blessings,
up? What's
family.
up?
Good to have you here as well. We have uh yeah, I see a lot of comments here. Darcel said it was always great to get on the golf course and all that rain about to hit Georgia. Yeesh.
Mm,
Yeah,
I'm just glad it's out of here. I hope it is.
I know,
I
me
haven't.
too.
I'm not hearing anything. So yeah, get
So you're like,
on out.
get on out. Come on, get on out. Yeah, man. But I got a little icebreaker here that I wanted to chat with you about and everybody on this. Apple's new ad. They apologized for the iPad Pro ad that missed the mark, they said. I don't know if you saw the ad. I'm just going to put this here. But if you guys got a chance to see the ad, I wanted your thoughts on it because basically in the ad, just to kind of put it, I don't want to, I'll also put it in a little summary. So basically, they're crushing a lot of different stuff with the hydraulic sort of machine that just goes down and basically crushes it. So they're basically saying that everything that they're crushing is a part of their new iPad, right? But however, they also apologize about it at the same time. I'm not too sure why they're apologizing about it. But I guess it was just too much. Anyway, y'all gotta check that out for yourself. If have you seen the ad by any chance that I'm talking about, right? The
Bro,
hydraulic
I
one.
missed it. I
Well,
missed
yeah,
it.
well, I'm not gonna show it for copyright reasons because the last time we showed
Yeah,
any Apple
yeah,
products,
they
we got
strong.
they
Apple's copyright is strong, boy.
they shut us down. So I'm not gonna do that. Y'all gotta check it out for yourself. But when you get a chance to check it out, the question that I had was, did they really go? Did they really go too far? I don't think they did. You know, with their ad, I just thought that it was like just them crushing stuff.
Maybe the
But
real, maybe the real question is society too soft?
yeah.
Is that what it is, bro? I mean, I like I said, I didn't get to see it, but I mean, what are they crushing a cartoon and they're saying that they went too far? People are saying that.
Well, this is the this right here is symbolism of the emoji. But imagine like a lot of different features that you might think
Yeah.
of being represented by different items were crushed, and I'm like, okay, cool, they're crushed, big deal, move on.
Oh,
But apparently I think they just did it for like a publicity stunt. But Tech Coach
yeah.
Rouse said just watch it, probably the marketing strategy. But that little little guy's eye popping out scared me. Yeah. Yeah, it definitely was an interesting concept, but nonetheless, maybe I'm desensitized, but it didn't seem like it warranted an apology. It
That's what
just
I'm
seemed
saying.
like okay, cool. They're putting everything in this one iPad, and at the end of it, when the hydraulic lifts up, you see the iPad. So, but that's one thing that I want to talk since we got Mitch in the building. They're basically trying to say that they have more features than ever with this new iPad Pro that's coming out.
Yeah.
So, time will tell, obviously. But when it comes, I don't know. I don't think it was that bad. But I'll take Rouse, but no little guy. Yeah. I don't know if it was that bad, to be honest with you. It was just very unique, in my opinion. In the sense that now actually wasn't unique. I've seen stuff like that before. So
Bro,
Yeah,
cartoons. Like
yeah.
so we seen cartoons getting crushed like crazy.
Oh man. Oh man. Yeah. So I don't really don't know what the big deal was. But that was the thing. I mean, I think they were trying to do that just to kind of draw attention to the fact that they're having a new iPad come out. So they're like, "Oh, we're apologizing for this ad about our new
Which
iPad. Go check it out." And then,
which is also a great marketing, strategy as well. So
exactly, exactly. So, Tech Coach Rouse Mitch already got his pre-order in for the new Apple, for the
we
new
know good
Pro.
and well,
He's like,
that is cap.
he looks like your height.
God
He's,
dog it.
oh boy, this is hilarious. This is hilarious.
Cold as
Well,
ice.
cold as ice. Oh man, but yeah. So that was that. This we have a lot to talk about. We have a lot to talk
Yeah.
about. So, uh, Apple looks to upgrade things. TikTok strikes back, and remote or nah. That is how we're flowing today. And so we're gonna follow up with what we were talking about last week with what TikTok decided to do in
Yeah.
response to the US.
Listen, man. you know, what did your mom say when maybe your dad said it? Hey, somebody hit you at school, you need to do something back to them. You got to hit them back, right? Not my parents. My parents weren't having that. My parents were like, hey, you better not get kicked out of school. I know that. You're there to learn. But anyways, most parents say, hey, if somebody hits you, you got to hit them back. TikTok is hitting back right now. TikTok sued, right? They're suing to block that U.S. ban that we talked about over the last few weeks. And so basically, TikTok is saying, hey, we're going the legal route as well. And they lodged their lawsuit in Washington, D.C., and they're saying that the federal appeals court needs to intervene. Okay. Basically, y'all know ByteDance is the parent company, and they're saying that the ban that the U.S. put on them is really violating TikTok's up to almost 170 million users freedom of speech. And so that's a great that's a great side to be on, because I'm pretty sure out of that 170 million, it's a lot of users that are like, look, we with TikTok, forget y'all, what are y'all doing? So yeah, no, that was a great argument. And basically it argues that the ban unfairly targets TikTok, and it's branding them as an unlawful seizure of property, private property. So we'll see what happened. ByteDance, they firmly said that divesting and selling the financial stake in TikTok is not on the table. Like, they're not selling nothing. We built this up. We built it. We worked hard for this. We're not selling it. So we'll see what they do. Obviously, this thing can go back and forth. Right now, it's looking like, Drake and Kendrick Lamar. I don't know. But really, we'll see. It's probably going to be some years, though. What y'all think about that, though? Like, did we know already that TikTok was going to bounce back with their own lawsuit? I don't know.
That's a great question. What are your thoughts on that, in regards to the whole TikTok suing them? Because I honestly I wasn't really thinking about it coming up. I thought they might either sell or they'd be like, you know what, we're gonna pack up and go. But I appreciate
Hmm.
them fighting back, because I think that it's definitely, how do I put this? Uh, it's definitely look like they're just being bullied, compared to the other
Yeah.
ones, right? Because this is
Yeah.
not this the whole argument, right, is that they're taking information, valuable information. But every company that we know of, in one way, shape, or form, whether it's cookies or whatever, they're basically, data is the new currency, right? Or like the new old currency. So I really don't see it. Let me see what Tickles Ralph says here. Tickles Ralph says, if I steal from you, I go to jail unless I'm in Cali or New York. If the government steals from you, it's called a law. Oh man. And then Farris says, oh, welcome, Farris. Is still at work,
Yeah.
got
Welcome
4 hours
in.
left,
Welcome in.
and then I'll nap and do my thing later on. All right. Well, hey, I'm glad that you're still with us. Farris says,
Yeah.
ByteDance is the least of Americans' worries. But why not? Why no one talking about China's greatest company, Tencent? Tencent owns a little of everything.
Mm,
Mm,
mm.
mm. All
Great
right. Well,
question, Ferris.
that is
Great
a
question.
very good question.
Because
Excellent question.
they know
Yeah.
that our eyes are on TikTok, and they know
Yeah.
they can get some movement later
Hmm.
here in what's that, November. So but it might backfire on them. I don't know, man. It's really it's looking dumb because, like I mentioned last time, bro, it'd be different if TikTok just came here and they had, like, hey, a couple of thousand US users, and they're like, hey, they're trying to steal our information, get them out of here. Bro, it's 170 million users. Like, for you to pop up now is ridiculous. Like, 170 million people. If that's what they were doing, was stealing information, you sure did wait a long time. We all know what the true thing is. They want a piece of that TikTok pie, and they can't get it. And they're sick. They're sick about it.
That's what it sounds like, pretty much. Is Darcellus says, is TikTok Kendrick or Drake? Uh,
That's the good question.
that's
I
a good
didn't want to
question.
say it. I didn't want to ask, but that is the question, bro. That is the question.
And Tech Coach Rob makes a good point. It's about who's getting the data. The only difference between the data that's taken here on TikTok is they claim who gets it. U.S. government getting it is China. And I think that if China was, I would say if those that own TikTok said, "Hey, you're sure we'll give you the data," I don't think it would have been a problem. Um,
Man,
but
we know
you know,
we know what they really want. Yeah,
yeah,
they want the data, man. They want that algorithm, man. They're trying to they want that algorithm, bro. Do you know what I
okay,
could do if I licensed out the algorithm? You know what kind of money I could make
yeah,
licensing out the algorithm of TikTok? Man, come
tons
on,
of
man.
money,
And I
tons.
said license. You can't have it, but you can rent it from me.
Yeah, you can rent it. You can have some, not the whole
Yeah.
caboodle. Farrah says, "Don't think anything will happen." Let me pull up on the screen because it's good for everybody to see. Don't think anything will happen if the concern is data security. Just ban it for federal employees.
I'm with that because they gonna use it. Federal employees gonna use it on their home phone anyways or whatever. Just keep it off the government cell phones and stuff and equipment, and keep it moving.
Yeah,
Otherwise, this is just gonna be years of back and forth, and we still gonna be out here using it, and you know all of that. So I don't know.
yeah, yeah. And just a reminder, y'all, I just dropped in the link, so go ahead and click here to call into the show if you want to. The link is now on the stream, so go ahead and click on that link, and you can call into the show and let us know your thoughts about this subject. You don't have to show your face on camera, but you could always just come on and talk with your audio, and then yeah, the algorithm kind of bad, they said. Sparrow
Yeah,
says, yeah,
yeah,
it's amazing what technology
it's
can do
crazy.
these days. How are we going to see those little cute dances in the, in the CIA building, though? I mean, that's hilarious.
Ain't no
That's
way.
hilarious. Ain't no way. Yeah, I mean, I hear it. I hear what they're trying to do. It makes sense. They're trying to do certain things, but not in the approach that they're taking it. Right? If they really cared, there's a better way to handle it, in my opinion, than just saying let's just ban you because you don't want to play in our sandbox.
Yeah,
Um, yeah. Oh man, speaking of sandboxes, one other thing that we got to do here, which was a great thing, is the bulletin board. Listen, y'all, I'm going to emphasize this. I encourage you, especially after being at Diversitech, to get outside, y'all. To get outside. As you know, this segment is powered by the Black Tech Global, your premier directory for upcoming tech events. Visit blacktechglobal.com for more because there's so many different events that I want to encourage you guys to go to. Trust me, if you get a chance to go to any of these events or one that you really kind of did research on and said, hey, this is good for me, I would encourage that because you really do get an opportunity to meet other people, network, and advance in your career. But really, it's about just the networking. It's really good opportunity. So I would just encourage that as first and foremost. But like right now, we're going to go to our first event, and this event is actually happening this Wednesday. I'm going to share it right now on the screen. But basically, it's BY's virtual Career Fair, BY's virtual career fair. This is happening um, on the May 15th, and it's actually free. It's it's actually free, so you definitely want to check that out. It's online only though, so right now, if if you wanted to be in person, this may not be the event for you, but you could definitely check it out. It's again happening May 15th. That's this Wednesday at 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. But again, completely free. So honestly, that's not a bad idea to get involved with that. We do have also coming up, and it's not going to be long with you guys. I'm going to be long winded. I only have a couple here, but definitely check out the website for more. We also have an event that's coming up here. This is the Mixer Tech Industry Austin Mixer. This is happening May 16th in Austin, Texas. Yep. Happened May 16th in Austin, Texas. And so you definitely want to check that out. It's happening. It costs about 35, well, $15 to $20. And all right, let me not do that because I'm having some technical difficulties this morning, but it's all good. So again, that's going to be this upcoming Saturday, and that's going to be coming in from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Sorry, Thursday, May 16th, 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. in the Punch Bowl Social Domain. This is actually happening again in Austin, Texas. Tickets are 15 to $20, so definitely check that out. I'm gonna just read it today, fam, because I have some technical difficulties on my end. Black Women Talk Tech. That's happening on the 20. That's happening on May 16th to the 18th. It's in Brooklyn, New York, and it costs about $400, but it's a multiple day event. And the lineup is pretty amazing. So you definitely want to check that out. We have Black Tech Mixer Series Seattle, May 18th. That's in Seattle, Washington. Costs about $35 to $50 for the Black Tech Mixer event. And then the Lightship Capital Workflow Wednesday. That's happening May 22nd. That's next week in Tulsa, Oklahoma. And the cost is $0.00. And so that was a Black Tech Global rundown that we have for the bulletin board. Again, check it out at blacktechglobal.com for more. There's plenty of events, so you definitely want to make sure that you are checking that out. We are definitely checking that out. Now, we started with Apple, and we'll go right back to Apple because, again, talking about the upgrades. They're trying to get your money, Mitch. They're trying to get your money. They're trying to show your worth. So
they low key really are. And with that, anytime you're trying to get some money, you got to do some upgrades, right? But we all know Apple, they move a little slower than most. But apparently they got the new M4 chips, all right, and it went down. It went down last week. They're branding it as outrageously powerful, and they're saying that it is going to revolutionize AI related tasks within iPad OS. And I mean, a part of me is saying, is that just hype around, terms and words that are moving around these days, like AI, and they know that it's a buzz, so they know people who don't look into stuff, they just, hey, it's gonna be the best thing for AI, so you got to get it. There are people like that, and there's nothing wrong with it when when you know what you're doing with it. But if not, it is all that, everything that's new about it is just going to sit on that iPad and you're not going to even do anything about it. So I don't know. Time will tell, right? So it says the chip is actually going to debut in this next iPad Pro, which also launched at that event as well. So I don't know. They're saying with this iPad, it's like the thinnest one to date. I'll be honest, I still got the first iPad, and it's pretty thin. I got the 12, that 12-inch one or whatever. It's pretty thin. So I mean, I don't know how much better that thinner version is, or how it's gonna aid in your usage. But on top of that, they also refreshed the Magic Keyboard as well for the first time since 2020. And so we'll see what's going on. Here's another thing to look into, though. On another note, the Chinese iPhone shipments saw a significant 12% increase in March, rebounding after that early start in 2024 where they kind of slumped down. So I don't know. We'll see. Like me personally, I don't upgrade all that often. Like the fastest thing that I upgrade is like my cell phone, and it's still not even like every year. I'm probably just gonna watch MKBHD on YouTube. I'm gonna see like, hey, is this upgrade worth it or not? More than likely, I'm gonna check him out, watch it, and then keep it moving. Low key, I was thinking I might just switch over to that Galaxy tab. Low key, he made that look pretty good in that the last episode I saw. So I don't know. I did switch to the M3 chip for my MacBook, and I will say, like, I'm a tab dude, so I got like a billion tabs open, and it still runs smoothly. So I do like that, but I don't know, y'all. It's so like minute on the changes that I don't even I wouldn't see myself going to like the M4 on the MacBook at all. Like I'm gonna probably have it for a little while, but I would like seeing about that Galaxy Tab though. I don't know, but that's what they popped in with. What they I'll say this: what Apple needs to be worried about is over in Maryland how their employees have stayed. They authorized that strike. You know, what was that yesterday? They authorized a strike, and now they
Mm.
also, they I don't know. They might be making a walkout pretty soon. So I don't know.
Ooh.
They need to be worried about that instead of uh, upgrading this chip from M3 to M4.
And terrible commercials. So
They all bad. They
let me
down
ask,
bad.
I think I know Mitch's response to this question, but has
Hmm.
Apple officially fell off? I was thinking about that this week. I was like, you know what? I'm right now my MacBook. I have my iPhone, right? But have they officially fell off in a lot of different areas? I mean, obviously there's certain things that people are going to still probably stay connected to. They might be like, oh well, I don't get a lot of viruses on my MacBook, but I'm like, okay. Uh,
Yeah.
but the other stuff, like the fact that they're kind of just still giving out products and really just making very, like you said, minute changes and raising the prices and stuff like that. I'm like, what for? I like you said, I seldomly upgrade. I still have my, what is it, 12 baby? I don't know what this is anymore. But I still have it. I'm not looking to run and do anything different. Like entice me more. And I'm saying this as a person that actually buys Apple products for the most part. Entice me
Yeah.
more. like like
And
don't
that's
just think
what
I'm a
they
dumb consumer and really try to earn my money. But maybe I'm wrong. What are your thoughts, y'all?
I think that's what they've been getting away with for a while, right? Like, if you know like your consumers are just gonna buy whatever's new is about to come out, then you can just put out whatever. Now, being real, like, hey, yeah, they put out higher quality stuff, but as far as change, like they they are a little behind, when it comes
Yeah.
to trying things and upgrade. Like on that Android side, man, that's one thing about it. When I used to have my my Samsungs and stuff, like I had all the latest stuff. I had some stuff on there that Apple didn't come out with for years. You know what I mean? So
Mm,
it's I think maybe I think Ferris said it earlier. He said, yeah, he did. He said the ecosystem is strong, but the EU is forcing Apple to make changes. Right?
yeah.
So you can't just get away with doing that same old, and think it's gonna last.
Yeah.
That stock gonna drop.
They forced them to become USB-C chargers, so that cut that part of their business out because now everybody could get chargers that fit the iPhone, right? And other products
Mhm.
from Google, so from Apple. So let's go down the list though. We have Tech Coach Ralph says, depending on your industry, it'll be real good. Business people, graphic designers, etc. Right? They could still rock with the
Oh,
Apple.
for sure.
And says, oh, let them walk out. Apple looked at India, China, Pakistan, wherever else for people who want to work for Apple. So he basically saying like if they walk out, Apple be fine. Which we'll see.
Like they've been
Uh,
doing.
he says I'm about to drop a bag on a new MacBook Pro. As soon as I get my money right.
Yeah.
Coach
Soon as
got that.
I get my money right.
Yeah. Coach got that YouTube money, he says.
Hello.
And they let's see what it says here. And they might, I don't know if it's popping up here. Yep, there we go. And they might
Yeah.
target
Yeah.
more companies for those type of products. Yep, that's true. More companies for those type of products. iPhones and watches are for regular folks. Interesting. Let me see here. I'm going back to Darcel's question, comment in a moment. He says, "I'm an Apple guy, but that LG Gram laptop is a beast." I'm with you, Joe. I still have my 12 Pro Max. Yes, same here. Same here. Again, I'm only team Apple for Apple Pay and FaceTime, but I feel Mitch opinion hard heavy.
Facts.
And then Ferreira says Apple's strongest suit too was you could keep a product for 5 years with security updates versus other companies didn't have long term support. But that's changing. Ugh, that
Hmm.
is changing, man. So it's a lot. It's a lot that's going on with this conversation, and this is gonna be an ongoing thing that we're gonna keep an eye on, of course, as we continue to look into different things that are going on within the tech industry. Uh, and sometimes these arguments can make an unhappy home. Like for a long time, my wife was Team Samsung. Believe it or not, she was like Team Android. She's like, "Why you gotta have an iPhone? Whatever, da da da." But blue versus green text messages started to convey her. She's like, "Oh, you can do that. You can do this." So she became Team iPhone a couple years ago. So we can FaceTime now. She calls me. She FaceTimes me all the time. Like I'm like, I love you, baby, but I'm driving.
Yeah.
I can't
On
pick
that.
up right now. But yeah. So
Uh, I think it was the same for us. No, my wife didn't care. Like,
yeah,
like I mentioned, like early on, we were, Samsung down to the socks, and then I said, let me try this iPhone. Let me see, and it was good. And I was like, hey, we're going to the other side. And so she's been on the other side ever since. She didn't really care. As long as she had a phone and she can, get on her apps, she's good with that. But
yeah. He
uh,
said
that's
take a trust at my entire company using MacBook Pros, and they give us brand new ones every 4 years, and we get the old one.
yeah,
Yeah, that's man. Don't worry about blue dots. The federal government's on the case.
they are. they
And Mitch
they
with the
trying to
trash
figure it
bag
out.
emoji. He's like, listen, I ain't even with y'all. Y'all, this is still trash. Come over to the dark side. Well, uh, you know, all that to say, I'm trying to keep a happier home. And speaking of happier homes, that's the next segment that we're gonna be talking about here is in regards to happier homes when it comes to remote working or hybrid or fully in the office. There's an article that came out on LinkedIn recently that says job satisfaction has reached its peak in nearly 4 decades,
Mm,
soaring to 62.7% according to the recent data from the conference board. However, when delving into individual aspects such as wages, bonuses, benefits, satisfaction levels dipped, particularly among women who showed more discontent compared to men. And this is regarding remote work versus being in the office or even hybrid, right? A Harvard Business School professor suggests that this pressure to return to the office might be a significant contributor to the decline in satisfaction, right? Interestingly, the survey revealed that workers with hybrid schedules reported the highest level of happiness, standing at 65.5%. On the other hand, those who work exclusively on site exhibited the lowest satisfaction rates at 60.2%.
mm,
So, even though it's like that seems like a small amount in regards to percentages, 65 versus 60, I think that there's definitely the argument that people are still like, hey, if I could work from home, I would prefer to do so, y'all.
yeah,
I would prefer to do so. So,
yeah.
wanted to know your thoughts on that. Um, Remote, hybrid, or in office? Which one are you going with right now?
Like, so, I mean, let me get this right. Are they saying that people are wanting to go back to the office? Is that what they're saying?
I think what it is that based off of my reading the article, there's s- there are a little there's definitely a discontent, right? the pull right now is for people to go back in the office for multiple reasons, and I
The main
believe
one,
the
the
main
main one
got pay
is
those bills.
exactly all these empty buildings that we just paying for. These office buildings, man, get your butt in here and do something.
Yeah,
They just
do something, right? And so for the way I look at it is, okay, yes, we have these empty office buildings, which you could turn into apartments, right? You can do a lot
yeah.
of different things. I mean, there's zoning issues, but I think they'll work around that because of it, because of what's going on, right? And I'll put up here so everybody can see. But remote, hybrid, or in office, I think the issue with the article was that there was a lot more when going in regards to going back into the office. There was a lot more discontent among women than men. Because if you think about it, you're working remotely from home. You could take care of whatever needs to be taken care of the house at the same time. Hey, run a load of laundry or two while you're doing work. So there was a little bit more balance that was in place with remote work to for a lot of people. And so some people are forced to go all the way back into the office, no questions asked. That's it. And then other people, though, they're able to have the hybrid model, which I have. So I'm gonna bring up OTTO. He's in the back office. I don't want to keep him delayed. What up, brother? How you doing, sir?
What's
Peace and
going on now?
blessings. How y'all doing? Peace and blessings.
I can't call it.
Um, I feel like in the beginning, that's what everybody was talking about remote. It's what a lot of people push. It's what everybody knew because of the pandemic. After hearing more and more people talk, watching more interviews, and even Joseph our conversations, I feel like now I'm more open to a hybrid role just because of like talking to Antoine Wade and over there, hearing those different stories. I think it's a lot better of a situation doing the hybrid model because you get that fix of being home and being able to do things you want to. But when you're hybrid, you can also be more visible. So you get more chances for those promotions because if everybody's staying at home and everybody's working remote, if you're the only one in the office or one of the few in the office, you get to rub shoulders with those bigwigs, those CEOs, those VPs and directors. They get to know your name, get to know your face, and if you're doing the work you're supposed to be doing when those promotions come up, you're gonna be more likely to have that rapport with those higher ups, those C-suite people that can help pull you up to where you want to be at. So for me, I used to say, yeah, nah, I just want to do remote. I'm tired of being, in person. But now I'm thinking more of a hybrid is going to be the best for most people. That's going to, if you want to succeed and grow, in your career.
No, that's bro, that you hit the nail right in the center, bro. I mean, even myself before I was fully remote, that's where I started is hybrid, and literally just being in the office, being like getting there early instead of on time, just by nature, right? I wasn't even trying. I'm getting there, and then the director of sales is walking through, and so that gives us time to have those chats. And then before I knew it, you know, we were like talking often, and so I mean, it just made me when you were talking, it just made me think about that. I'm like, yeah, when you're in the office, you are more visible and there are more people who get to know you. You get to talk, you get to build those relationships naturally. And then next thing you know, like obviously I'm not there anymore, but I just saw 2 days ago that same director has now moved to a new company, in a higher role. Now he's the head of sales development at whatever company he's at now. So, just even with that, like, hey, if something ever happened where I needed to, I could just hit him up like, hey man, whenever y'all get some openings, would love to, come and have a chat or whatever the case may be. But that door is open because I took the time to cultivate that relationship a few years ago. So I love that. I love that.
Yeah, man, that's kind of how I got to, where I'm at in the
Hmm.
position that I'm in, working as, what I was previously, and then getting with some of the doctors. And because I was always there, and it's like you said, same thing. That's how my father raised me or raised
Hmm.
us. When you're on time, you're late. When you're early, you're on time. So I've always been one that, to show up to work at least 30 minutes early, what I'm saying, prior to the shift and all that stuff, and just got a report with the doctors. And when a couple of them branched off, they was like, hey, what I'm saying, we want you to come work for us and be our office manager because, we know what type of work you do, we know what type of person you are, and what level of respect you bring. The patients love you. We want you to come here. But like you said, had I not been in a situation where I was always early and being that first one in the office and being able to have those conversations with the doctors, my name probably wouldn't even been known. I'd just been another worker. You know what
Another
I mean?
face. Mm-hmm.
Right. Oh, okay, we got another one to see how long he lasts. But
Look,
no,
some
because
black guy.
right. You know what I mean? But because I was always there and talking to people and getting to build those personal rapport, that's how I got to where I'm at. So yeah, I'm with you, Joe. I'm more on the hybrid mode now. It used to be, no, I gotta be remote. I gotta be remote. Now I'm a lot more open to a hybrid role.
Yeah, and I would even add to that, because I was team remote for a long time, especially with our family dynamic. However, I realized that like what everybody said is so true. When you're not only when you're in the room are you able to have a presence, but the exchange of information is a lot more faster than Slack. And it's a
Facts.
lot more clearer. We've
Facts.
gotten so used to texting information that's kind of crucial, or just texting things when oftentimes being in the same room and just having that conversation uh, can add so much more clarity. And so there's not this area of, okay, I'm misunderstanding what you're saying. I'm understanding this, but it's like, okay, yeah, now I get it. And I think that a lot of people, there's some people that probably need to even be like, actually, I'm going to go back to it because Ted Coach Ralph said it earlier on, where he was like, yeah, there's some people that just need to be in the office. And I totally agree with that. Like, there's some people that they cannot be trusted to be out in these streets
I know that's facts.
doing their thing, right? So that's something that I think is also important, is gauging who you are and what season of life you're in. Let's say if there's somebody that is taking care of a sick family member, but they still have the capacity to work, or a child is disabled. For them, full remote is needed, right? And then there's that person who just got a job, who wants to make a great impression. They want to go beyond hybrid. They want to be in the office every day, but they still have that flexibility because it's a hybrid model. I think for every person, you really got to consider what is the best thing for you. I know somebody recently that got hired at a job. It was a hybrid model, only supposed to be there 2 days a week, but this person went there every day, uh, listened to a bunch of gong calls, was able to honestly surpass others because they took the time to took advantage of the time to be there every day, and they really did an amazing job out there. So you really got to assess for yourself what is the best situation. But thank you so much, OTTO, for dropping by
Well,
and dropping
appreciate
them
that.
gems.
Appreciate y'all, man. Have a blessed rest of the day.
Yes,
You
sir.
too, man.
You
Thank
as
you.
well.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's a great point, though. I think I like that that we brought up with the hybrid and stuff, because it's important. It's
Yeah.
important to understand the value that's there. Let me go to see what the comment section is, y'all. If you want to call in, the link is dropped again, so you could definitely check that out. Like what Mitch said as well. Hybrid
Oh, I think you kind of cut out, bro. Uh, yeah, I think he kind of cut out. But either way, until he gets back, I think he was about to say. Mitch said before the pandemic, there were always remote roles, just never known to the masses, and I agree with that as well. And then, yeah, I agree with that as well, bro, because obviously there's been people who like they've been remote their whole careers, and their careers are 10 plus 15 plus years, but unless you were in that, like, in that level of role, you had no clue. Like, we didn't know. We thought everybody was at just out in these jobs and in these buildings. And then, as like you mentioned, as the pandemic came, okay, hey, we got to come up with some way to make this work. They opened it up for the fully remote roles. And I think early on, or even now, I mean, you see like, hey, it can still work for a lot of companies, and the numbers show like, hey, there's a certain amount of people who are getting more work done by being at home. But then I think when you reach like that full mass of everybody knowing that, well, then you got the people who, hey, I'm not going to work while I'm in the office. I'm definitely not working while I'm remote. And so you get those in, you mix that in, but now, all right, so right, they mess it up for everybody. So then you got to figure out, okay, how do we get them back in the office? uh, and so, how do we get them back in the office? And with that, now you look at where we are now. But like he mentioned, that article, the Harvard Business School, they said that the most people in that survey, the hybrid schedules reported the highest levels of happiness. And I think that might be because literally, not only do I get that remote aspect, right? Like, hey, yes, I can schedule some things or I can get more stuff done while I'm at home. But then you get that piece where I'm in the office, I'm with my compadres, my other people that I work with, and that sometimes that does a whole lot of good, because like he mentioned earlier, it's some stuff that can get lost in the weeds when you're in that Discord or when you're in the Slack, and all the words don't get translated, and now you messed up something, or now you're mad at somebody, and all that could have been hashed out in like 2 seconds in real life, like in person to person. So I do enjoy being around others. I like walking around and messing with people, like, having fun, but then also getting work done, right? When you can tell somebody in their face, yo, I'm going to beat you today. And then you do it. And then you look over at the end of the day and you just give them that look like, I told you this already. I told you that this was going to get done. And it did. But it just adds that level of, I don't know. It's really fun for sure. But let's see what they sent out here in the comments, because I don't know where Joseph is. His computer must have been acting up. But Tech Coach Ralph, he said when the pandemic started, they sent us home for 3 weeks. I guess 3 weeks, that's all they had for y'all. They said, hey, we got to get them out. Get them back. Get them back in. Let me see. Ferris said another issue is this new wave of remote workers ruin it for everybody by going overseas and putting company resources and data at risk. Yes, some people just do too much or too little. Yeah, that's the thing, bro. Like I was mentioning a while ago, I would be willing to say this. Yo, we offer fully remote, but it's based on performance. So if you are not in the top, like let's say, hey, as a team, how many we got? I don't know, 20, 50 workers. I don't know. Anyway, let's just say percentage. Like, hey, as a team, we want to have this certain percentage of people that can work fully remote, and that will change based on results. So, hey, if you're in that top 10, 15%, whatever, y'all are fully remote right now. Everybody else, you're in the office. If you want to get fully remote, you need to put in that work, because now you have people. You have a reason. Yes, I'll take that remote spot. Yeah. You want people saying that, right? You want people saying that. Hey, I'm coming for your spot, and now everybody raises up. So I don't know. We got Joseph back in the building.
My Mac would crash.
Welcome back, man. Welcome back. Oh, it did. It did.
I guess they didn't like me talking about the real.
Hey, man. Yeah, they definitely heard you. They said, "Hey, hit that button on his IP address. Hit that button."
cease to be. Oh man. But yeah, just going back to what you're saying, I'm actually gonna go to the comment section real quick with the tech with Ralph. He said this whole topic has put a false narrative in a lot of people's mind. People with no experience are demanding to work remote, which is true. If they can hire you remote here, they can hire you remote in India.
Yeah.
Facts. Oh man. Before the pandemic, Mitch said there were always remote roles, just was never known to the masses.
We already read those, bro.
Oh, yep. Okay, good.
Yeah, we down.
Reese is in the building. What up, Reese? So glad to have you. Good morning.
Yeah.
Good morning. So glad that you're here.
Yeah, we down right around there. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, right above Tech Coach Ralph. Yeah, you can start there. You can start there.
All right, perfect. Yeah, I like the
Above.
idea. Top percentage getting the benefit. That's what we were talking about.
Yeah.
And forget forget your 5 years. Upgrade today. That's what I have, bro.
That's
Yeah,
wild.
man. I mean, hey, I'm gonna do some just double check to make sure everything's updated here because that was just like talking and then it froze and then it was gone. Technology, right? Technology. I think that just kind of wrapping up this conversation here, when it comes to what up, girl? Yes. When it comes to
What's going on, Oris?
when it comes to this conversation, though, I think that you know again, assessing what's best for you, not really having a level of entitlement, but really have an understanding like, listen, this is a job you would execute to the best of your ability. If you cannot be fully in office, that's, and they have a hybrid offering, then take that. If they don't have a fully remote offering, consider the cost. It's really not the end of the world, depending on your circumstances and situations, but you have to figure that out for yourself. I can't tell you what to do, just because it's just a few things. And then OTTO says, Joseph, did you get the call? They can restore your computer for a fee of $1 million. You gotta do $1 million.
Well, that'd be cold blooded.
Yeah, I know, right? Make sure your quality of work is worthy of remote.
Yeah.
Very well said. Very well said. Now we got our favorite segment. We have the Brown Box Special. Now, this one is going to be a little bit more lengthier than normal, but it's going to be a good one because we're going to be sharing a few things that I think are going to be very helpful. Not helpful, but it's just a very interesting story. So bear with me here as we go through the whole thing. But trust me, you gotta want to stay around for this one. So a couple years ago, my husband worked for a security company. One of his main security sites was a very secluded equipment yard for the gas and electric company. He worked a 12-hour graveyard shift by himself every night out at the yard. Strange things started happening around the yard. Namely, a few of the big and very expensive generators started to go missing. Then one night, my husband and I were sitting on the couch watching a movie on one of his rare days off, and he gets a call from his boss. Apparently, some woman had just called my husband's boss from my husband's phone number, claiming to be my husband's girlfriend and chewing out his boss. His phone had been on the table right in front of us the entire time, and he wasn't on it at all. So when they found out that my husband's coworkers had been calling his boss, telling him that my husband was doing all this crap that he wasn't doing at all. That's what they found out. So they said, we found out that my husband's coworker has been calling his boss, telling him that my husband was doing all this stuff that he wasn't doing at all. The climax of this all happened when the boss finally started getting suspicious of the coworker and decided to search Craigslist for the generators that had gone missing from the job site. Lo and behold, they were listed for sale, and the contact name and number were none other than the coworker himself. Trifling.
Idiot.
The next day, they had the police waiting for him at the job site when he arrived. We found out that the guy has been plotting and working over the boss and my husband the entire year, hoping to cover his tracks and make my husband look guilty, and like he was the one that was stealing the equipment. Tell you,
man, snakes in the grass.
Snakes.
So I stay on the pavement. Golly, man.
I mean,
crazy.
That is quite the plot.
Yeah, he was watching some movie and was like, you know what? This might work. It never works.
It has to be a Lifetime movie. This seems like such a Lifetime thing to do.
Bro, it never works. Like, but I don't know what he was thinking.
But why even go that far? You know what I mean? Like, why even like really go that far? I don't know. But what are your thoughts, y'all, in the comment section?
Bro.
The OTTO says, "You big dummy," in my red box voice.
Yes. You big dummy.
Hilarious. Mitch said, keep grass cut so I can see the snakes in the grass.
dude. Yeah,
Oh man.
that's I mean, and a part of that is just, I mean, sometimes it's having those conversations with people, and then if they talking a certain type of talk, all right, hey, I can already tell I need to kind of distance myself from you, because if if you doing what you talking about right now, they probably gonna link me to you because they see me with you, so I can't have that. So yeah, that's right, man. Keep that grass cut, aka, hey, make sure you know who you're talking to.
But let me go back to the story for a second. He had some woman call in acting like the husband's girlfriend,
Yeah,
and he's married, chewing out the boss. Like this is elaborate. This is an elaborate scheme. Like how like
yeah. Could
who
have
you
could
get?
have ruined that man marriage.
Yeah, that's
Could you
another thing.
imagine? Why
Exactly.
did
Like
you why did you get fired? Oh, well, my boss said that my girlfriend called in, and well, now who is the girlfriend? You know what I mean? That could have messed up everything. Yeah, he wasn't
yeah,
playing no games with that guy. It's cold as
yeah.
ice.
Tech Coach Ralph says LMN. He says probably stole his tech sale. Streets are mean out there. Oh
Ah,
man, Farrah said he's dead. Oh man, they may smile. They smile on your face behind your back,
all
right?
the time trying to take your place.
Trying to take your place. That is crazy.
Backstabbers. No,
Yeah,
that's facts. That is facts, man. Backstabbers. That's cold as ice.
cold as ice, man. Well, listen, y'all. Like we said before, if y'all have any brown box specials, definitely let us know. Go ahead and send it to us. We have the Talk That Tech show. You can reach out to us on LinkedIn and send it to us, and definitely let us know what your thoughts are, or either some stories that you may have heard of. It don't be your story. It can be an anonymous story drop down that shares what you may have heard of somebody that got let go, fired, or just straight up quit. We want to know. Oh man. So with that being said, y'all, we thank you so much for rocking with us on this episode of Brown Box Special. Funny enough, I had a bunch of technical issues today, but we made it work and we are here. So thank you all so much for watching Talk That Tech. The
Number one tech morning show in the world. We'll see y'all in the next one.
Peace and Elbow.